Good evening, lads and lassies, guests, revellers, patrons. This wee Scottish play, presented by Campbelltown Theatre Group, has loud noises, strobe lighting, haze, smoke and fog, violence and mystery, and, ah me, no Scottish accents. What's that all about? Ah well, that didn't matter because I'm sure you ken just the same. Oh, did I mention there'll be bloody gore too? And enjoy Macbeth.
Shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain?
When the hurly-burn is done, when the battle's lost and won, that's the air, the set of sun.
Where the place?
Upon the heath, there to meet with Macbeth!
What bloody man is this we see before us? He can report, it seemeth by his blind revolt. The new estate.
Hail, brave friend. Say to the king the knowledge of the battle as you did leave it.
The merciless MacDonald showed like a rebel's hawk, but all's too weak for brave Macbeth. Well, he deserves that name. With disdaining fortune, with his brandished steel, smoking with blooded execution, like valor's minion, carved out of passage until he faced the slaves. Ne'er shook hands, nor bade farewell to him, until Macbeth unseamed him from the nave to the chapel. And fixed his head upon our battlements.
Valiant cousin.
The rebellious lord surveying vantage, with furbished arms and new supply of men began a fresh assault.
Dismayed for this, our captains, Macbeth and BANQUO?
As sparrows, eagles, or as the hare, the lion, as cannons, overcharged with double cracks, so they doubly redouble their strokes against the foe. Oh, I am faint. My gashes cry for aid.
As well thy words bespeak thy wounds. They smack of honor both. Go get him, surgeons. Who goes there?
Our kinsmen, Ross and Lennox.
God save the king.
Whence comest thou, worthy Thane?
From Fife, great king. That most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, began a dismal conflict. But, point against point rebellious, arm against arm, curbing his lavish spirit. And to conclude, the victory fell on us.
Great happiness! No more that Thane of Cawdor shall disdain our bosom interests. Go, pronounce his present death, and with his former title, greet Macbeth.
We'll see it done.
What he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won.
So foul and fair a day I have not seen.
How far is called the 4S? What are these? So withered and so wild in their attire, they look like not the inhabitants of the earth and yet are aunt. Live you, or are you aught that man may question? Ah, you seem to understand me by each at once her skinny finger lays upon her choppy lips. You should be women, and yet your beards forbid me to interpret that you are so.
Speak, if you can. What are you?
All hail, Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Glamis!
All hail Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor! All hail Macbeth! Thou shalt be king hereafter!
My good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? In the name of truth, are ye fantastical, or that indeed which outwardly ye show? My noble partner you greet with present grace and great prediction of noble having and royal hope that he seems right withal. To me you speak not. If you can look into the seeds of time and say which grain will grow and which will not, speak then to me, who neither beg nor fear your favors nor your hate.
Hail!
Hail! Hail!
Lesser than Macbeth, and greater!
Not so happy, yet much happier. Thou shalt beget king, so thou be none. So all hail Macbeth and BANQUO!
BANQUO!
And
Macbeth! All hail!
Hey, you imperfect speakers, tell me more. By my father's death, I know I am Thane of Glamis, but how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives, a prosperous gentleman, and to be king stands not within the prospect of belief, no more than to be Cawdor. Say from whence you own this strange intelligence, or why upon this blasted heath you stop our way with such prophetic greeting. Speak, I charge you.
The earth hath bubbles as the water has, and these are of them. Whither are they vanished?
Into the air, and what seemed corporal melted as breath into the wind. Would they had stayed?
For such things here as we do speak of, or have we eaten of the insane root that takes the reason prisoner?
Your children shall be kings,
You shall be king.
and Thane of Cawdor too. Was it not so?
To the self-same tune and words. Who's here?
The king hath happily received Macbeth the news of thy success.
We are sent to give thee from our royal master thanks.
And, for an earnest of a greater honour, he bade me from him call thee, Thane of Cawdor. In which addition, hail, most worthy Thane.
What can the devil speak
The
truth?
Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?
Was the Thane lives yet, but treason's capital confessed and proven have overthrown him.
Thanks for thy pains. Woollams and Thane of Cawdor. Two truths are told as swelling acts to the imperial theme. This supernatural soliciting cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why has it given me earnest of success, commencing in a truth I am Thane of Cawdor? If good, why do I yield to that suggestion, whose horrid image doth unfix my hair and make my seated heart knock at my ribs against the use of nature? Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. My thought, whose murder is yet but fantastical, shakes so my single state of man that function is smothered in surmise, and nothing is but what is not. Why, if chance will have me king, why, chance will crown me without my stir. Come what come may, time and the hour run through the roughest day.
Look, how our partner's wrapped. New honours come upon him like our strange garments cleave not to their mould, but with the aid of use.
Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure.
Give me your favour. My dull brain was wrought with things forgotten. Let us toward the king. Do you not hope your children shall be kings, when those that gave the Thane of Cawdor to me promised no less to them?
That entrustment home might yet enkindle you unto the crown besides the Thane of Cawdor, but 'tis strange, and oftentimes to win us to our harm, these instruments of darkness tell us truths, win us with honest trifles to betray us in deepest consequence.
Think about what hath chanced, and at more time in the interim having weighed it, let us speak our hearts free to each other.
Very glad.
Till then, enough.
Worthy cousin, even now the sin of my ingratitude weighs heavy on me. Hadst thou no less deserved, then that proportion, both of thanks and payment, might have been mine. Only this I have to say, the more is thy due, than the more than all can pay.
The service and the loyalty I owe in doing it pays itself. Your Highness's part is to receive our duties.
Welcome hither. I have begun to plant thee, and will labour to make thee full of growing. Noble BANQUO, that is no less deserved, nor must be known no less to have done so. Let me hold thee, and enfold thee to my heart.
There if I grow, the harvest is your own.
my plenteous joys, wanton in fullness, seek to hide themselves in drops of sorrow. His execution done on Cawdor.
Father, I have spoke with one who saw him die, who did report that very frankly he confessed his treasons, implored your highness pardon, and set forth a deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him like the leaving it.
There's no art to find the mind's construction in the face. He was a gentleman in whom I placed an absolute trust. Sons, kinsmen, thanes, and you whose places are near. Know now, we do establish our estate upon our eldest Malcolm, whom we name hereafter the Prince of Cumberland, which honour must, not unaccompanied, invest him sorely, but signs of nobleness shall shine on all deservers, from hence to Inverness. Bind us further to you.
I myself will be the harbinger and make joyful the hearing of my wife with your approach.
My noble Cawdor.
They met me in the day of success, and I have learned by the perfectest report they have more in them than mortal knowledge.
The Prince of Cumberland. That is a step on which I must fall down.
When I burned in desire to question them further, they made themselves air, into which they vanished.
Or else I will leap.
Who all hailed me, Thane of Cawdor.
Stars, hide thy fires.
Hail, King that shalt be.
Let not light see my black and deep desires.
This have I thought good to deliver thee. My dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightst not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart, and farewell. Woollams thou art, and Cawdor, and shalt be what thou art promised. Yet do I fear thy nature. It is too full o' the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great. Art not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it. What thou wouldst highly, that wouldst thou holily. Wouldst not play false, and yet wouldst wrongly win. Oh, hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise with the valour of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. What is your tidings?
The king comes here tonight.
Thou art mad to say it. Is not thy master with him, who whatso would have informed for preparation?
So please you, it is true. Our Thane is coming.
Give him tending. The raven himself is hoarse, that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come. You spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here and fill me from the crown to the toe, top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood. Stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breasts, and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers, wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark, to cry, hold! Hold! Great glance, worthy cordial, greater than both by the all hail hereafter. Thy letters have transported me beyond this ignorant present, and I feel now the future in the instant.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he purposes.
Oh, never shall sun that morrow see. Your face, my Thane, is as a book where men may read strange matters, to beguile the time. Look like the time. Bear welcome in your eye, your hand, your tongue. Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. He that's coming must be provided for, and you shall put this night's great business into my dispatch, which shall to all our nights and days to come give solely sovereign sway and masterdom.
We will speak further.
Only look up clear. To alter favour ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
This castle has a pleasant seat. The air doth nimbly and sweetly recommend itself to our gentle senses.
This guest of summer the temple-haunting swallow does approve, where they most breed and haunt. I have observed the air is delicate.
CC, our honored hostess, sometimes the love that follows us is our trouble, which we still thank is love.
All our service, in every point twice done, and then done double, were poor and single business to contend against those honours deep and broad, wherewith your majesty loads our house.
Where's the Thane of Cawdor? We coursed him at his heels, and had a purpose to be his purveyors. But he rides well, and his great love, sharp as his spurs, has helped him to his home before us. Sweet and noble hostess, we are your guests tonight.
Your servants ever.
If it were done, when 'tis done, then 'twere well it were done quickly.
Give me your hand. conduct me to mine host. We love him highly, and will continue our grace toward him. By your leave, hostess.
If the assassination could tremble up the consequence and catch with his surcease success, that but this blow might be the be-all and the end-all here. But here, upon this bank and shoal of time, we'd jump the life to come. But in these cases, we still have judgment here, that we but teach bloody instruction, which, being taught, returns to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poisoned chalice to our own lips. He's here in double trust. First, as I am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed, then as his host, who should against his murderer shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan hath borne his faculty so meek, hath been so clear in his great office, that his virtues will plead like angels, trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off. Pity, like the naked newborn babe, shall blow the horrid deed in every eye, that tears shall drown the wind. I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, but only vaulting ambition, which overleaps itself and falls on the other. Now, what news?
He has almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
No, you not, he has.
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honoured me of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people that would be worn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since? And wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? From this time such I account thy love. Art thou afeard to be the same in thine own act and valour as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteem'st the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon I would, like the poor cat in the alley?
Prithee, peace! I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares do more is none.
What beast wast then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man. And to be more than what you were, you would be so much more the man. I have given suck. And know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it were smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn as you have done to this.
If we should fail,
We courage to the sticking place, and will not fail. When Duncan is asleep, whereto the rather shall his day's hard journey soundly invite him? His 2 chamberlains will I with wine and wassail so convince that memory, the warder of the brain, shall be a fume, and the receipt of reason a limbeck only. When in swinish sleep their drenched natures lie, as in a death, what cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers, who shall bear the guilt of our great quell?
Bring forth men, children only, for thy undaunted metal should compose nothing but males. Will it not be received when we have marked with blood those sleepy 2 of his own chamber and used their very daggers that they've done?
Who dares receive it other? As we shall make our griefs and clamour roar upon his death.
I am settled, and bend up each corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away, and mock the time with fairer show. False face must hide what the false heart doth know.
Heavy summon lies like lead upon me. Yet I would not sleep. Merciful powers restrain in me the cursed thoughts that nature does give way to in repose. How goes the night, boy?
The moon is down, father. I have not heard the clock.
And she goes down at 12.
I take it 'tis later, sir.
Here. Take thy sword. There's husbandry in heaven. Their candles are all out. Here. Take thee that too. Quick, give me my sword. Who's there?
A friend?
Huh? What, sir? Not yet at rest. The king's bed he hath been in unusual pleasure and sent forth great largesse to your officers. All is well. I dreamt last night of the 3 weird sisters. To you they have showed some truth.
I think not of them. Yet, when we can entreat an hour to serve, we would spend it in some words upon that business, if you would grant the time.
At your kindest leisure, sir.
If you shall cleave to my consent when 'tis, it shall make honour for you.
So I lose none in seeking to augment it, yet keep my bosom franchised and my allegiance clear. I shall be counsel.
Now, good repose for the while.
Thanks, sir. Like to you. Boy.
Go. Bid thy mistress, that when my drink is ready, she strike upon the bell. Get thee to bed. Is this a dagger which I see before me? The handle toward my hand. Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, yet I see thee still. Art thou not, fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind? A false creation proceeding from the heat oppressed brain. I see thee yet, in form as palpable as that which now I draw. Thou marshallest me the way I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes have made the fools of the other senses, or else worth all the rest. I see thee still, and on thy blade, dungeon gouts of blood, which was not so before. There's no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. Now, o'er the one half world, nature seems dead, and wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep. Witchcraft celebrates pale Hecate's offerings, and withered murder, alarmed by his sentinel, the wolf, whose howls is watched thus with his stealthy pace, with Tarquin's ravishing strides towards his design, moves like a ghost. The sure and firm set earth heed not my steps. Which way they walk, for fear thy very stones prate of my whereabouts, and take the present horror from the time which now suits with it. Whiles I threat, he lives. Words to the heat of deeds too cold breath gives. I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell.
That which hath made them drunk hath made me bold. What hath quenched them hath given me fire. Ha! Peace. It was the owl that shrieked, the fatal bellman which gives the sternest good night. He is about it. The doors are open, and the surfeited grooms do mock their charge with snores. I have drugged their posits, that death and nature do contend about them whether they live or die.
Who's there? What? Oh!
Alack, I'm afraid they have awaked, and 'tis not done. The attempt and not the deed confounds us. I laid their daggers ready, he could not miss them. Had he not resembled my father as he slept, I had done't. My husband.
I have done the deed. Didst thou not hear a noise?
I heard the owl scream and the crickets cry. Did not you speak
When,
now?
as I descended,
I-
ha! Who lies in the second chamber?
DONABLAIN.
This is a sorry sight.
Foolish thought to say a sorry sight.
This one did laugh in his sleep, and one cried murder, that they did wake each other. I stood and heard them, but then they did say their prayers and addressed them again to sleep.
They were two lodged together.
One cried, God bless us, and amen. The other, as they had seen me with these hanged men's heads, listening their fear, I could not pronounce amen when they did say, God bless us.
Consider it not so
But
deeply.
wherefore could I not pronounce amen? I had most need of blessing, and amen stuck in my throat.
These deeds must not be thought after these ways, so it will make us mad. Go. Get some water and wash this filthy witness from your hands. Why did you bring these daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go, carry them and smear the sleepy grooves with blood.
I'll go no more. I'm afraid to think what I've done. Look on't again. I dare not.
Infirm of purpose. Give me the daggers. The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. 'Tis the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. If he do bleed, I'll gild the faces of the grooms withal, for it must seem their guilt.
Methought I heard a voice cry, sleep no more. Macbeth doth murder sleep. The innocent sleep. Sleep which knits up the ravelled sleeve of care. The death of each day's life. Sore labour's bath. Balm of hurt minds. Great nature's second course, chief nourisher and life's feast. Still, he cried, sleep no more to all the house. Glamis hath murdered sleep, and therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more. What is that knocking? Thou is't with me when every noise appalls me. What hands are here? They pluck out mine eyes. Will all of great Neptune's great oceans wash this blood clean from my hands? No. Rather my hands the multitudinous seas incarnadine, making the green one red.
My hands are of your colour, but I shame to wear a heart so white. I hear a knocking at the south entry. Retire we to our chamber. A little water clears us of this deed. How easy is it then? Your constancy hath left you unattended. Hark! More knocking. Get on your nightgown, lest occasion call us and show us to be watchers. Be not lost so poorly in your thoughts.
To know my deed, to best not know myself. Wake, Duncan, with thy knocking. I would thou couldst. say knock, knock. You say who's there? Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Ivan. Ivan enormous, monstrous, I mean throbbing. Oh, hangover. Oh. In the name of Beelzebub. Here's a farmer who hung himself on the expectation of plenty. Come in, farmer. You got handkerchiefs enough about you? Oh, you may borrow mine. Got right in between their two pillows. Yeah. There it is. Extra absorbent. No one? All right. Come on into hell. In the other devil's name, what are you? You don't know? Sometimes this, sometimes that faith. Here's an equivocator who could equivocate against both scales, against either scale, but could not equivocate himself into heaven. Come on in, equivocator. Make room for him, yeah? Oh, yeah. Here you will sweat. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Europe.
Europe who?
Hey, now. This place is too cold for hell. I will devil porter it no further. You know, I would have thought I would have brought in all the professions that go the primrose way into the everlasting bonfire. Well, not today. Yeah. I'm coming. Knock. Yeah. Hey,
Was it so late, friend? You went to bed that you two lie so late.
Hey, sir, we were carousing to the second cock. Or was it the third cock? Oh, there's so much cock. and drink, sir. Drink, sir, is a great provoker of three things.
And what three things does drink especially provoke?
Nose painting, sleep, and urine. It's gotta go somewhere. Oh yeah. Oh, it burns. Oh. That tree, sir, it provokes and unprovokes. It provokes the desire, but takes away the performance. It makes him into Mars, and it causes him to stand to and not stand to. In conclusion, in conclusion, giving himself the lie, equivocates him in his sleep, leaves him.
Believe drink gave thee the lie last night. Is your master stirring?
Yeah, nah.
Who's there?
I pray you, remember the porter.
Good morrow, noble son.
Good morrow, Ross Lennox, good MacDuff.
Good morning, is thy master stirring, worthy thing?
Not yet.
You did command me call timely upon him. I've almost 6 the hour.
I'll bring you to him.
I know this 'tis a joyful trouble to you, but yet 'tis one.
For labour we delight in physics pain. This is the door.
I'll make so bold as to call, for 'tis my limited service.
Goes the king hence today?
He does. He did appoint so.
The night has been unruly.
Where we lay, our chimneys were blown down, and some say strange lamentings heard in the air.
Strange screams of death, and prophesying with accents terrible of dire combustion and confused events new hatched to the woeful time.
The obscure bird clamoured the livelong night. Some say the earth was feverish and did shake.
'Twas a rough night.
Oh, hold up!
peace. Your sacrilegious murder hath broke up the Lord's anointed temple and stole thence the life of the building.
Well, what is to say that the life?
Mean you, His Majesty?
Approach the chamber and destroy your sight with a new Gorgon. Do not bid me speak, but see and speak yourselves. Awake, awake! Ring the alarm bell! Murder and treason! BANQUO and DONABLAIN, Malcolm, awake! Shake off this downy sleep, death's counterfeit, and look on death itself! Ring the bell!
What's the business that such a hideous trumpet calls to parley the sleepers of the house? Speak, speak!
Oh, gentle lady, it is not for you to hear what I can say. The repetition in a woman's ear would murder as it fell. Ah, BANQUO! BANQUO! Our royal master's murdered.
What? Alas! In our house!
Go anywhere! Dear doth I clearly contradict thyself and say it isn't so.
Had I lived an hour before this chance, I had lived a blessed time for now.
What is amiss?
You are. And do not know it. The spring, the head, the fountain of your blood has stopped. The very source of it stopped.
Your royal father's murdered. Oh. By whom?
Those of his chamber, as it seemed, had done. Their hands and faces were embadged with blood.
As were their daggers, which unwiped we found upon their pillows. They stared and were distracted. No man's life was to be trusted with them.
Yet I do repent me of my fury that I did kill them.
Wherefore did you so?
Who can be wise, amazed, loyal, and temperate, furious in a moment? No man. Here lay Duncan, his silver skin laced in his golden blood. There, his murderers steeped in the color of their trade. Who could refrain? That had a heart to love, and in that heart, courage to make love known.
Help me hence!
Look to the lady. Why do we hold our tongues? That most may claim this argument for ours.
What should be spoken here where fate here in Donoghue may rush and seize us? Let's away our tears are not yet brewed.
Nor our great sorrow upon the foot of motion.
Look to the lady. Then let us meet and question this most bloody piece of work to know it further.
Let us briefly put on manly readiness and meet in the hall together.
What will you do? Let's not console with them. To show an unfelt sorrow is an office the false man does easy. I'll to England.
To Ireland, I. Our separated fortunes may keep us all the safer. We are. There's daggers in men's smiles.
This murderous shaft that shot hath not yet lighted, and our safest way is to avoid the aim. Therefore to horse, and let us not be dainty in leave-taking.
Threescore and 10 I can remember well, within the volume of which time I have read, hours strange and things terrible. But this sore night hath trifled former knowings.
By the clock, 'tis day, yet dark night strangles the travelling lamp. Is it night's predominance or the day's shame? That darkness does the face of earth entomb, when living light should kiss it.
'Tis unnatural, even like the deed that's done. On Tuesday last, a falcon, towering in her pride of place, was by a mousing owl hawked at and killed.
Duncan's horses, turned wild in nature, broke their stalls, flung out, contending against obedience, as if they would make war with mankind.
'Tis said they eat each other.
They did so to the amazement of mine eyes that looked upon it. Hey, here comes the good MacDuff. How goes the world, sir?
Why? See you not?
Is it known who did this more than bloody deed?
Those that Macbeth had slain.
Alas the day! What good could they pretend?
They were suborned. Malcolm and Donoghue, the king's two sons, stolen away and fled, which puts upon them suspicion of the deed.
Gainst nature still, thriftless ambition that will raven up thine own lives' needs. Then 'tis most like sovereignty will fall upon Macbeth.
He is named and has gone to Scone to be invested.
Where is Duncan's body?
Carried to Comkill, to the sacred storehouse of his predecessors.
Cousin, how to England?
I will thither. Farewell.
Well, may you see things well done there. Adieu. Lest our old robes sit easier than our new.
Daddy, Daddy!
He's our chief guest.
If he had been forgotten, it had been as a gap in our great feast, an all thing unbecoming.
Tonight we hold a solemn supper, sir, and we will request your presence.
Let your Highness command upon me as to the which my duties are with the most indissoluble tie for evidence.
Ride you this afternoon.
Aye, my good lord.
We should have else desired your good advice, which have been both grave and prosperous in today's council, but we'll take tomorrow. As far you ride.
As far, my lord, as will fill the time twixt this and supper.
Fail not our feast.
My lord, I will not. Thou hast it now. King, Cawdor, Woollams, or, as the weird women promised, and I fear thou play'st most foully for it. Yet it was said it would not stand in thy posterity, but that I myself should be the root and father of many kings. If there come truth upon them as upon thee, Macbeth, their speeches shine. By the verities of thee made good, may they not be my oracles as well? Set me up in hope. But hush, no more.
To be thus is nothing, except to be safely thus. Our fears in BANQUO stick deep. There is none but he whose being I do fear. He chid the sisters when first they put the name of king upon me, then bade them speak to him, and prophet-like they hailed him further to a line of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown and put a barren scepter in my grip, thence to be wrenched with an unlineal hand. no son of mine succeeding. If it be so for Banquo's issue, have I filed my mind. For them, the gracious Duncan, have I murdered, put rankers in the vessel of my peace, only for them. And
mine eternal soul given to the common enemy of man to make them kings, the seed of Banquo, kings.
we hear our bloody cousins are bestowed in England and in Ireland, not confessing our cruel parricide, filling their hearers with strange inventions. But of that tomorrow. Hie you to horse. Adieu till you return at night. Goes Fleance with you.
Aye, my good lord. Our time does call upon us.
I wish your horses swift and sure of foot, and so commend you to their backs. Farewell. Let every man be master of his time till 7 at night. We will ourselves till supper time keep alone. A word with you? Attend those men our pleasure.
They are, my lord, without the palace gate.
Bring them before us. Was it not yesterday we spoke together?
It was, so say your highness.
Well then, have you now considered of my speeches? Know you that it was Banquo which in times past have kept you so under fortune, which you had thought had been our innocent self?
You made that known to us?
Well, do you find your patience so predominant in your nature that you can let this go?
We are men, my liege.
Aye. In the catalogue ye go for men, as hounds and greyhounds, spaniels, mongrels, curs, and demi-wolves are all clept by the name of dogs. And so of men. But now I will put that business into your bosom, whose execution takes your enemy off.
I am one, my liege, whom the vile blows and buffets of the world have so incensed that I am reckless what I do to spite the world.
And I another.
All of you know that Banquo was your enemy.
True, my lord.
So is he mine. And though I could, with barefaced power, sweep him from my sight, yet I must not, for certain friends that are both his and mine, whose loves I may not drop, thence it is to your assistance that I do make love, masking the business from the common eye for sundry weighty reasons.
We will, my lord, perform what you command us.
Your spirits shine through you. It must be done tonight, and something from the palace always thought that I require a clearness. And with him, his son, Fleance, who keeps him company, whose absence is no less material to me than is his father's, must embrace the same fate of that dark hour.
my lord.
It is concluded. Get out!
BANQUO, thy soul's flight, if it find heaven, must find it out tonight.
Is BANQUO gone from court?
Aye, madame, but returns again tonight.
Say to the king, I would attend his leisure for a few words.
Madame, I will.
Naught's had. All spent, where our desire is got without content. 'Tis safer to be that which we destroy, than by destruction dwell in doubtful joy. How now, my lord? Why do you keep alone? Of sorriest fancies your companions making, using those thoughts which should indeed have died with them they think on. Things without all remedy should be without regard. What's done is done.
We have scorched the snake, not killed it. She'll heal and be herself whilst we remain in danger of her former tooth. But let the frame of things disjoint. Both the worlds suffer ere we will eat our meal in fear and sleep in the affliction of these terrible dreams that shake us nightly. Better be with the dead, whom we, to gain our peace, have sent to peace, than to lie on the torture of the mind in restless ecstasy. Duncan is in his grave after life's fitful fever. He sleeps well. Treason has done his worst. Nothing, nor steel, nor poison, nor malice domestic for foreign levy, nothing can touch him further.
Come on, gentle, my lord. Sleek o'er your rugged looks. Be bright and jovial among our guests tonight.
Full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife. Thou knowest that BANQUO and Fleance live.
Yes, but in them nature's copy's not eternal.
There is comfort, yet they are assailable. Then be thou jocund.
It will be rain tonight.
Then let it come down!
If I could flee on flight! No, my son, no!
Ere the bat hath flown his cloistered flight, there shall be done a deed of dreadful note.
What's to be done?
The innocent of the knowledge, dearest Chuck, till thou applaud the deed. Come, sealing night, scarf up the tender eye of pitiful day, and with thy bloody and invisible hand cancel and tear to pieces that great bond which makes me pale. Light thickens. The crow makes wing to the rooky wood. Good things of day begin to droop and drowse, while night's black agents to their prey do rouse. the marvellous at my word, but hold thee still. Bad things begun make strong themselves again by ill. You know your own degrees, at first and last, the hearty welcome.
Thanks to His Majesty.
Ourselves will mingle with society and play the humble host. Our hostess keeps her state, but in best time we will require her welcome.
Pronounce it for me, sir, to all our friends. For my heart speaks, they are welcome.
See, they encounter thee with their hearts' thanks. Both sides are even. Here I'll sit in the midst, among my friends. Be merry, anon will drink a measure the table and court round. There's blood on thy face.
It's Banquo's then.
'Tis better thee without than he within. Is he dispatched?
His throat is cut. That's what I did for him.
Thou art the best of the cutthroats. Yet he's good that did the likes for flayance. If thou didst it, thou art the non-parade.
My royal lord, fled escaped.
Then comes my fit again. I had else been perfect, whole as the marble, founded as the rock. But BANQUO's safe.
Aye, my lord, safe in the ditch. He abides with a trench gash on his neck.
Thanks for that. Get thee gone.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer.
My sweet remembrancer. Now, good digestion, wait on appetite, and health on both. Here had we now our country's honours roof, were the graced person of our BANQUO present, whom may I rather challenge for unkindness than pity for mischance.
His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please that your highness grace us with your royal company.
What is the news, His Majesty?
Which of you have done this?
Done what, my lord?
Canst not say I did. Never shake thy gory locks at me!
Gentlemen, his highness is not well.
Stay, worthy friends. My lord is often thus, and hath been from his youth. Pray you, remain. The fit is momentary. Upon a thought he will again be well. If much you note him, you shall offend him and extend his passion, feed and regard him not. Are you a man?
I am a bold one too, that dare look on that which might appall the devil.
Oh, proper stuff. This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan. Shame itself! When all's done, you look but on a chair.
Prithee, look there! Behold, look! Oh, what say you? Thou canst nod, speak to. If thou raise the charnel houses, must send those that we bury back. Our monuments will be the walls of kites.
What? Quite unmanned in folly.
If I stand here, I saw him.
Fie! For shame!
Blood hath been shed. And now, the times have been that when the brains were out, the man would die, and there an end. But now they rise again from their graves with 20 mortal murders on their crowns. This is more strange than such a murder is.
My worthy lord, your noble friends do lack you.
I do forget. Do not muse at me, my most worthy friend. I have a strange infirmity, which is nothing to those that know me. Come, love and health to all. Then I'll sit down. Give me some wine. Fill full. I drink to the general joy of the whole court. And to BANQUO, whom we sorely miss. Would he were here. To BANQUO!
To BANQUO!
Avaunt! And quit thy sight! Let the earth hide thee still. Thy bones are marrowless, thy blood is cold. Thou hast no speculation with those eyes that thou dost glare with.
Think of this, good peers, but as a thing of custom. 'Tis no other. Only it spoils the pleasure of the time.
What men dare? I dare! Being gone, I am a man again. Pray you! Stay still!
You have displaced the mirth.
Can such things be and overcome us like a summer cloud without our special wonder? You make me strange, even to that disposition that I owe. When now I think you can behold such sights and keep the natural ruby of your cheeks when mine are pledged with fear.
What sight, my lord! I pray you, speak not. He grows worse and worse. Question enrages him. At once, good night. Stand not upon the order of your going, but go at once!
Good night. And better health attend his majesty.
Kind good night to all.
It will have blood. They say blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move and trees to speak. Auguries and understood relations with magpies and crows and rooks have brought forth the secretest man of blood. What is the night?
Almost at odds with morning, which is which.
How sayest thou that MACDUFF denies his person at our great bidding.
Did you send to him, sir?
I heard it by the way, but I will send. There's not a one of them, but in their house I keep a servant feed. I will tomorrow to the weird sisters. More shall they speak. But now I am bent to know why the worst means the worst. I am in blood, stepped in so far that should I wade no more, returning where as tedious as going on. Strange things are in my head that will to hand, that must be acted, ere they will be scared.
You lack the season of all natures. Sleep!
Oh, we are yet but young, indeed.
Welcome back. I hope you had a wee dram and are ready for part 2. Let's catch up. Macbeth met some witches and with his wife's help killed King Duncan and became king. Duncan's boys fled and was suspected of a murder. The oldest son, Malcolm, has gone with MacDuff to raise an army against Macbeth in England. In the wild, Macbeth had his friend Banquo killed. That's because the witches said Banquo's children would become kings, but his bonny boy, Bleance, escaped. Banquo's ghost haunted Macbeth. He and the missus are getting more than a wee bit rattled. Right, off we go.
I will tomorrow to the Whig sisters, to the Whig sisters, to the Whig sisters, to the Whig sisters, Whig sisters.
Thrice the brinded cat hath mewed.
Thrice and once there had been wine. Armia cries, 'tis time, 'tis time.
Round about the cauldron go, in the poison and shred of throw, that under cold stone, days and nights as 31, sweltered venom, sleeping God, boil thou first in the charmed pot. Double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Fed of a penny snake in the cauldron, boiling meat. I have used to a frog, what a battered tough job. And his fork and blind one sting, lizard's leg and owlet's wings. For a job of powerful trouble, like a hell rough boil and bubble. Double,
Toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witches, mummy, moor, and golf of the raven, some sea shark, root of hemlock, digged in the dark, liver of blaspheming Jew, gall of goat and slips of ewe, silvered in the moon's eclipse, nose of Turk and Tartar's lips.
you secret, black and midnight hands. What is you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you by that which you profess. Howe'er you come to know it, answer me. Answer me what I ask you. Speak.
Demand, will answer.
Sayest thou rather hear it from our mouths or from our masters? Call them, let me see them. Pour in Sal's blood that hath eaten her 9 pharaoh.
Grease that sweated from a murderous gibbet, throw into the blade!
Tell me, thou art no power. He knows thy thought. Hear him speak, but say thou not.
Macbeth! Macbeth! Beware! MACDUFF! Beware the bane of fight! Dismiss me! Enough!
Whate'er thou art for thy good caution, thanks, thou hast halved my fear aright. But one word more. He will not be commanded! Here's another one more potent than the first! And thy 3 ears I hear thee.
He bloody, he gold, and resolute, life to scorn the power of man, when none of woman born shall harm Macbeth.
Then live, MACDUFF. What need I fear of thee? Yet I will make assurance double sure and take upon the fate. Thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted feared lies and sleep in spite of thunder. What is this then? Rises and weighs upon his weighty brow the round and top of sovereignty. Listen! But speak not to it!
Proud and take no care, he shakes, you frets, away his spires are. Macbeth shall no vanquished be, and to great burn wood, to hide on sitting hill, shall come against him.
That will never be. Who can impress the forest? Bid the tree unfix his earthbound root. Sweet bodements. Good. Rebellion's head never rise till the wood of Burnham rise. Yet my heart throbs to know one thing more. Tell me, if your power can tell so much, shall BANQUO's issue ever reign in this kingdom? I will be satisfied. Deny me this and an eternal curse fall on you! God, let this pernicious hour stand high and cursed in the calendar. Come in! Without there.
What's your grace's will?
Saw you the weird sisters?
No, my lord.
Can they not buy you?
No, indeed, my lord.
Infected be the air whereon they ride, and damned all that trust them. I did hear the galloping of horse who wast came by.
'Twas 2 or 3, my lord, of that bring you word. MACDUFF is fled to England.
Fled to England.
Aye, my lord.
From now on, the very firstlings of my heart shall be the firstlings of my hand, and even now, to crown my thoughts with acts, be it thought and done. The castle of MACDUFF. I will surprise, seize upon Fife, and give to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and all that do trace him in his unfortunate line. No more boasting like a fool. This deed I'll do before my purpose cool.
Shall not be long, and I'll be here again. Oh, my pretty cousin. Blessing upon you.
Fathered they are, and yet they are fatherless. Sirrah, your father is dead. What will you do now? How will you live?
As birds do, mother.
What, with the worms and flies?
With what I get. I mean, and so do they.
Poor bird. Thou never feared the net nor the line, the pitfall nor the gin.
Why should I, mother? Poor birds are not set for. My father is not dead, for all of your saying.
Yes, he is dead, so how wilt thou do for a father?
Nay, how will you do for a husband?
Why, I could buy me 20 at any marketplace.
Was my father a traitor, mother?
Aye, that he was.
What is a traitor?
Why, one that swears and lies.
And must all traitors that do so?
Everyone that does so is a traitor and must be hanged.
And must all be hanged that swear and lie?
Everyone.
Who must hang them?
Why, the honest men.
Then the liars and swearers are fools, for the liars and swearers are now to beat the honest men and hang up them.
Now God help thee, poor monkey, but how wouldst thou do for a father?
If he were dead, you'd weep for him. If you were not, that'd be a good sign. Should quickly have a new father.
Poor prattler, how thou talkest.
Bless you, fair dame. I doubt some danger does approach you nearly. If you'll take a homely man's advice, be not found here. Hence with your little ones. fright you thus methinks me too savage to do worse with fell cruelty, which is too nigh your person. Heaven preserve you. I dare abide no longer.
But whither should I fly? I have done no harm. But I remember now, I'm in this earthly place where to do harm is often laudable and to do good sometimes encountered dangerous folly. So why then, alas, do I put up this womanly defense to say I have done no harm? What are these faces?
Where is your husband?
I hope in no place so unsanctified where such as thou mayest find him.
He is a traitor.
Thou liest! Thou shag-haired villain!
You egg! Oh! Young fried treachery!
Please kill me, mother! Run away! I pray you!
Good Malcolm, each new mourn, new widows howl, new orphans cry, new sorrows strike heaven on the face, that it resounds as if it felt with Scotland.
What you have spoke, it may be so perchance. This tyrant, whose sole name blisters our tongues, was once thought of. You have loved him well. He hath not touched you yet. I am young, but something you may deserve of him through me. 'Tis wisdom to offer up a weak, poor, innocent lamb to appease an angry God.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is.
Oh, Scotland! Scotland! Bleed, bleed, poor country.
MacDuff. I put myself at thy direction. What I am is thine, and my poor country's to command.
See who comes here. My ever gentle cousin, welcome hither. Stand Scotland where it did.
Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself, where violent sorrow seems a modern ecstasy, where good men's lives expire before the flowers in their caps, dying where they sicken.
How does my wife?
Why, well,
And all my children?
well, also,
The tyrant has not battered at their peace.
no, they were well at peace when I did leave them.
Be not a miser of your speech. How goes it?
Now is the time of help. Your eye in Scotland would create soldiers, make our women fight to doff their dire distresses.
Be of their comfort, we are coming thither. Gracious England hath lent us good SIWARD, and 10,000 men.
Would I could answer this comfort with the like. But I have words that will be howled out in the desert air where hearing should not latch them.
What concern they? The general cause, or be it some fee grief due to a single breast?
Well, no mind that's honest, but in it shares some woe. Though the main part pertains to you alone,
If it be mine, keep it not from me. Quickly let me have it.
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever, that shall possess them with the heaviest sound that ever yet they heard.
I guess at it.
Your castle is surprised. Your wife and babes savagely slaughtered.
My children too.
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
And I must be from thence. My wife killed too.
I have said.
Be comforted. Let's make us medicines of our great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
He has no children. All my pretty ones. Did you say all? Oh, well, CAITHNESS! What? All my pretty chickens and their dam at one fell swoop?
Dispute it like a man.
I will do so. I must also feel it as a man. I cannot but remember such things were that were most precious to me. Did heaven look on and would not take their part? Sinful MACDUFF! They were all struck for thee.
Be this the whetstone of thy sword. Convert grief to anger. Blunt not the heart. Enrage it.
Oh, I could play the woman with my eyes, or the braggart with my tongue, but gentle heavens, cut short all intermission. Front to front, bring thou this fiend of Scotland and myself. Within my sword's length set him. If he should escape, heavens forgive him too.
This tune goes manly.
Come, go we to the king. Our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our lead. Macbeth is ripe for shaking, and the powers above put on their instruments. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long that never finds the day.
Yeah!
Yay!
When wasn't she last walked?
Since His Majesty went to the field, I've seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock a closet, take forth paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, afterwards seal it, and again return to bed. Yet all this while in a most fast sleep.
A great perturbation in nature, to receive at once the benefits of sleep, and yet do the effects of watching. In this slumbery agitation, what at any time have you heard her say?
That which I will not report after her.
You may to me, and 'tis most meet you should.
Neither to you nor to anyone, having no witness to confirm my speech. Lo you, here she comes. This is her very guise. And, upon my life, fast asleep. Observe her. Stand close.
You see her eyes, they are open.
Aye, but their sense is shut.
How came she by that light?
She has light by her continually. 'Tis her command.
she does now. See how she rubs her hands.
It is an accustomed action with her to be seen thus washing her hands. I have known her to continue in this a quarter of an hour.
Yet 'tis a spot.
She speaks. I will set down what comes from her to satisfy my remembrance the more strongly.
Out, damn spot! Out, I say! 1, 2. Why then, 'tis time to do it. Hell is murky. Fie, my lord. Fie, a soldier and defeated. What need we fear who knows it, when none can call our power to account? Yet, who would have thought the old man to have had so much blood in him?
Mark that.
The Thane of Fife had a wife. Where is she now? What will these hands e'er be clean? No more of that, my lord. No more of that. You mark all with this starting.
Go to, you have known what she should not.
She has spoke what she should not.
Is the smell of the blood still? All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand.
What a cry is there! This heart is sorely charged.
I would not have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body.
Well.
Pray God it be so.
This disease is beyond my fact to say. Yet I have known those that have walked in their sleep that have died holily in their beds.
Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Look not so pale. I tell you yet again, Banquo's buried. He cannot come out on's grave.
Even so.
To bed. To bed. There's a knocking at the gate. Come, give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed. To bed. To bed.
Will she go now to bed?
Directly.
Infected minds to their death pillows discharge their secrets. More needs she the divine than the physician. God forgive us all. Take care of her. I think, but dare not speak.
Good night, good doctor.
The English power is near, led on by Malcolm, his Uncle SIWARD and the good MACDUFF. Revenge is burning them. Near Burnham Wood shall we well find them.
What does the tyrant?
Great Duncan strongly fortifies. Some say he's mad. The lesser that do hate him do call it valiant fury.
Now does he feel his secret murder sticking on his ends? Those he commands move only in command, nothing in love.
Now does he feel his titles hang loosely about him like a giant's robe upon a dwarfish thief.
We'll make we our way to Burnham, to give obedience where it is truly owed. Make we our march to Burnham Wood!
Bring me no more reports! Let them fly, all, till Burnham Wood to come to Duncanane. I cannot taint with fear. What's the boy, Malcolm? Was he not born of woman? The spirits that know all mortal consequences have pronounced me thus. Fear not, Macbeth, for no man of woman born shall e'er have power upon thee. That fly, false stains, and mingle with the English epicures. The devil damn thee, thou cream-faced loon, make us thou that goose look.
There are 10,000
Geese, villain.
soldiers, sir.
Prick thy face and overread thy fear, thou lily-livered knave. What soldiers, way-face?
The English force so please you.
Take thy face hence. Satan, I am sick at heart. I have lived long enough. My way of life has fallen into the sea. The yellow leaf, and that which should accompany old age as honor, love, obedience. Troops of friends I must not look to have, but in their stead curses, not loud, but deep, mouth honor, breath, which the poor heart would fain deny, and dare not.
What is thy noble desire, my lord?
What news more?
All is accomplished as you reported, my lord.
I'll fight till from my bones my flesh be hacked. Give me my sword.
It's not yet needed.
I'll put it on. Give me my sword. How does your patient, doctor?
Not so sick, my lord, as she is troubled with thick-coming fancies that keep her from her rest.
Cure her of that. Canst thou not minister to a mind diseased? Pluck from the memory a rooted sorrow, raise out the written troubles of the brain, and with some sweet, oblivious antidote cleanse the stuffed bosom of that perilous stuff which weighs upon the heart.
Therein the patient must minister to himself.
Throw physics to the dogs. I'll none of it. Satan! Send out, stir the country round, hang those that talk of fear. Doctor, the things fly from me. What purgative drug cast would scour these English hence? Hearest thou of them?
Aye, my good lord, your royal preparations make us hear something.
I will not be afraid of death and bane till Burnham Forest do come to Duncanane.
Were I from Duncanane away in Clare, Crawford again should hardly draw me here.
No!
near at hand, the chambers will be safe.
Without it, nothing.
What wood is this we see before us?
The wood of Burnham.
Have every man hewn down a bough and bear it before him. Thereby shall we shadow the numbers of our host, make discovery, earn report of us.
We'll see it done.
We learn one another. The confident tyrant keeps still in Duncan's and will endure our sending down before us.
'Tis his main hope. None serveth him, but constrained things whose hearts are absent too.
The time approaches when with due decision we will know what we shall say we have and what we owe.
The cry is still they come. Our castle will laugh, a siege to scorn. Here, let them lie till famine and the ague eat them up. What is that noise?
It is the cry of a woman, my lord.
I had almost forgot the taste of fears. The times have been that my senses would have cooled to hear a night shriek. I have supped full with horrors. Direness familiar to my slaughterous thoughts cannot once start me. Wherefore was that cry?
Queen, my lord. She is dead.
He should have died hereafter. It would have been time for such a word. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day until the last syllable of recorded time and all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, brief candle. Life is but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Thou camest to use thy tongue, thy story quickly.
Gracious my lord, I should report on which I say I saw, but know not how to do it.
Well, say, sir.
As I did stand my watch upon the hill, I looked towards Burnham, and anon, methought, the woods began to move.
Lie and slay!
But enjoy your wrath if it be not so. Within this 3 mile may you see it coming, I say, a moving grove.
If thy speech be false, upon the next tree thou shalt hang alive till famine cling thee. If thy speech be sooth, I care not if thou dost as much for me. I pull in resolution and begin to doubt the equivocation of the feed, the lies like truth. Fear not, Macbeth, till Burnham wood do come to Dunsinane, and now a wood come toward Dunsinane. And out. I begin to be aweary of the sun. I wish the estate of the world were now undone. Ring the alarm bell, blow wind, come rack. At least we'll die with harness on our back.
Now, near enough. Your leafy screens, throw down and show like those you are. You, worthy uncle, shall, with my cousin, your right, noble son, lead our first battle. Worthy MacDuff. You and I shall take upon us what else remains to do, according to our order.
Fare you well. If we do but find the tyrant's power tonight, let us be beaten if we cannot fight.
Make all our trumpets speak. Give them all breath. Those clamorous harbingers of blood and death.
They have tied me to a stake. I cannot fly, but bear-like I must fight the course. What's he that was not born of woman? Such a one I am to fear, or none.
What is thy name?
They'll be afraid to hear it.
No, though thou callest thyself a hotter name than any is in hell.
My name's Macbeth.
The devil himself could not pronounce a name more hateful to my ear.
No, nor more fearful.
Thou allowest, abhorrent tyrant! With my sword I'll brutalize our fingers!
Thou wast born of woman.
Tyrant! Show thy face! If thou be slain by no stroke of mine, my wife and children's ghosts will haunt me still. Heavens, let me find him. And more I beg not.
I play the Roman fool and die on mine own sword. Whilst I see lives, the gashes do better on them.
Turn, hellhounds! Turn!
Of all men, else I have avoided thee. Get thee back! My soul is too much charged with blood of thine already.
I have no words. My voice is in my sword. Thou bloodier villain than terms can give thee out!
Thou losest labor. As easy mayest thou the entrenchant air with thy keen blade impress as make me bleed. Let thy blade fall on vulnerable crest. I bear a charmed life, which must not yield to on a woman born.
To spare thy charm, and let whatever angel thou still hast served tell thee, Macduff was from his mother's womb untimely ripped.
Accursed be the tongue that tells me so, for it hath cowed my better part of man. And me, these juggling fiends no more believed, that palter with us in a double sense, that break the word of promise to our ear and keep it to our hope. I'll not fight with thee.
Then yield thee, coward, and live to be the gaze and show of the time. We'll have thee as our aerial monsters are, painted on a bone and underwrit. Here may you see the tyrant.
I will not yield. To kiss the ground before young Malcolm's feet, and to be baited with the rubble's curse. Though Burnham would do come to DUNCAN aid, and though thou opposed being of no woman born, yet I will try the last. Before my body I throw my warlike shield. Lay on MACDUFF, and damned be him that first cries, hold! Enough.
Would the friends we missed were safe arrived?
Some must go off. And yet, by these I see, so great a day as this is cheaply bought.
Macduff is missing. And your noble son.
Your noble son, my lord, has paid a soldier's debt.
but he was a man, the which no sooner had his prowess confirmed in the unshrinking station where he fought, but like a man he died.
Then he is dead.
Aye, I brought from the field. Let not your cause of sorrow be measured by his worth, for then it hath no end.
Had he his hurts before?
Aye, on the front.
Then God's soldier be he. Had as many sons as I had heirs, then I would not wish to them a fairer death. So is Nell is Noel.
He's worth more sorrow, and that I'll spend for him.
He's worth no more. They say he played his part and paid his score. God be with him. Here comes new comfort.
Hail, King! For so thou art. Behold where stands the usurper's cursed head. The time is free. I see thee compassed with thy kingdom's pearl, who speak my salutation in their minds, whose voices I desire aloud with mine. Hail, King of Scotland! Hail, King of Scotland!
We shall not spend a large expense of time before we reckon with your several loves and make us even with you. My thanes and kinsmen henceforth be earls, the first that ever Scotland in such an honour named. What's more to do, which would be planted new with the times, as calling home our exiled friends abroad that fled the snares of watchful tyranny, producing forth the cruel ministers of that dead butcher and his fiend-like queen, who, as 'tis thought, with self and violent hands took off her life. This, and what needful else that calls upon us, by the grace of grace we will perform in measure, time, and place,